camera than it does in real life. It's fine.
It'd be
Everything's
like
fine.
that sometimes.
Oh yeah.
I know every time we get on, I'm like, "Ooh, those roots are shining bright."
Oi! So happy Black History Month. We are a
Happy
week
Black History
late to the loyal few. Yes, we're a week late. For actually 2 weeks late for Black History Month, but we're here, damn it.
We are here.
That's gotta count for something.
It does. We've been showing up.
Yep. So what's new? What's going on with you? How's the sweet life?
The sweet life is good.
Yeah.
Um, could be like a little busier, but again, for like it being February and me like going out on my own, I
I
think
feel
I've been doing
like, yeah,
pretty well.
like February is one of the slowest months of the year, just traditionally.
Mhm.
Like everybody's done
Mhm.
spent all their money at Christmas time. They came in
Yep.
January with their little gift cards or whatever, but like
Mhm.
we need to relax
Right.
until spring now.
Yeah.
Or until
Yeah.
their tax check hits, whatever comes first.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll take either. But yeah, that's it's been going very well.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think once the weather warms up, like where I'm at, like I think I'll have a lot of foot traffic. So I am excited to see, yeah, like what will spring and like summertime look like.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but
Do you have
it's
a
been going
window?
really good.
Are you in a window suite?
I am.
You get to see outside.
Mhm.
I'm so jelly. I want a window suite so bad. But
Well, the thing though that kind of sucked about it was so like one wall initially is like windows, which
mhm,
like yeah, aesthetically that looks really nice and it's nice to have that
mhm,
sunshine. Realistically, how our space is set up though, like there's only so much room to put
mhm,
things. And
mhm.
so, like one shampoo bowl is here, the other shampoo bowl is here. And
There's
so we
2
have like
shampoo
a
balls?
there is, yeah.
Y'all are fancy.
Yes. When we first looked, there was only one, but we're both full time, so we were like,
Mhm,
yeah, it'd probably be beneficial to have another one. Um, and there's like a giant because apparently that space can fit 3 people.
mm,
I kinda don't know how, but they
mhm,
said they've done it before. But I think
mhm.
it was like you had 2 full-time people and then 1 part-time.
Yeah.
And, like, I need to work full-time right now.
Mhm, mhm,
And so does my loft mate.
mhm,
And there's, like, a giant mirror in between the 2 shampoo bowls. We
mhm,
could probably have it removed. I think we're still debating what we wanna do with that. So our
mhm,
color went up against the window because, like,
mm.
where oh, our little, like, storage unit that we have, like, wouldn't really fit in between the 2 shampoo bowls. So
Mm.
then we had to buy something, though, to put up against the window because it started cooking our developer in, like, our color because it
Oh,
was so hot,
yeah.
and I was
Yeah.
like, "Nope, I'm not about to lose, like, $500 worth of color because it,
Yeah.
like, heated up, on the window."
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
perks and not
Sure.
perks.
Yeah. And the other thing, so I have been in a suite with a window before. And I just it makes me feel less enclosed to have window. It feels less prison like, right? Like
Oh,
you can
mhm,
see outside, right? But the one thing about the window is that also when the sun is shining, it'd be baking. It could be hot as shit.
mhm.
So like you were just saying, it
Yes.
makes your color, but like also it gets hot as shit in there. Or cold in the wintertime too, you know.
Mhm,
So, but still, I would still rather have a window than not. But the only it was a decision where it's like, we'll upgrade to a window after we've been open for a while. But,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, it was funny because one of the stations is kinda right next to the window, and
Mhm,
very appealing. Like,
mhm.
again, who wouldn't want that? But I remember Emma was like, "Do you care, like, or have a preference what station you go to?" And I was like, "No, not really." She's like, "Do you care if I get the one by the window?" And I wanna say our first 2 weeks in there, she was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna have to buy a fan, like, it's hot." And I told her, I was like, "Low key, when you said you wanted that, I wasn't gonna fight you for it because I knew it was gonna heat up over there." She was
And it's
like,
not even
"Smart."
that oppressive St. Louis heat yet.
No. Right. Yeah, but it does get pretty warm in there.
But a fan will cool it right on down. It'll be all good, and
Mhm.
I'll have the air on,
Yeah.
and it'll be all good. Good stuff.
Right.
So, an update on the client that I had that was driving me crazy because I gave her exactly what she asked for, and then her non-boyfriend didn't like it.
Mhm.
So she kept putting me off and putting me off. And so I finally got it done this week because I told her, look, my policy is you have 7 days, and it's been 3.5 weeks now. Like, what are
Yeah.
we going to do?
Right.
So she came in. Of course, she brought me a picture of something that was totally different
Of
than what
course.
she asked for, which I pointed out to her. And also because now she's told half the town, who's then saying, like, well, I wouldn't go back there and let her fix it because it wasn't fucked up, right? Like, I did what you asked me to do.
Right.
But yeah, she's already told half the town. So now I feel like it's just like marketing for me. Like, it's cheaper for me to just do it, even though that's not what you fucking asked for. Like, that's not what you asked
Mhm.
for. But it's cheaper for me to
Yeah.
do it so that I don't have her going around town telling people you did.
Mhm.
Bleh.
Mhm.
Annoying. Annoying. And then she pissed me off while I was doing her hair because she tried to, it was just some dumb shit. She got to talking about how, well, isn't it, doesn't Donald Trump, you think he's probably just really the only person that can fix this? I wanted to push her ass out of the chair. But she's just up, and I was looking at her and I was like literally with this face, right? And she's like, I know, it sounds crazy, but like, just hear me out. Da, da, da. And I'm like, well, I'm trying, but you're sounding really crazy. And she's like,
Yeah.
well, but then she tried to flip it, and then she was just gaslighting me because then she was trying to flip it and make it seem like I didn't hear what the fuck she just said. I'm like, I don't think I want this bitch to sit in my chair anymore. I think we're good after
Yeah.
today.
Yeah. Absolutely.
She's 23 and she's just all over the place. Yeah, she's just all over the
Mhm.
place. So anyway, but her hair turned out great. It's done. It turned out great. So she was happy. And
Good.
yeah, just realized I'm not gonna do her hair anymore right now as I'm talking through it. Just realized I'm
That's
gonna
real.
fire her as a client.
Gotta set those
Hell
boundaries.
yeah.
Mm,
Cause
mm,
yeah.
mm.
Anyhow. So let's see what we have on our agenda for this week.
I also feel like us as stylists need, like, I don't know, some kind of forum to put like crazy clients on there.
Yeah, someone years ago, we were talking about how, how they have that, I think it's like a Facebook group that's like, is this your man? Where it's like,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So like you post pictures to make sure he's not taken before you be booed up with him. It needs to be
Mhm.
that, but for clients, just to like, because clients always try to, again, they be gaslighty as fuck. Like they sit in your chair and they're
Mhm.
like, I've been to 72 hairstylists and nobody can do what I want. And right off the bat, in my
Mhm.
head, I'm like, red flag, red flag, red flag.
Red
Because
flag.
out of all those 72 hairstylists, there's one common denominator, bitch. So we could just put them up on the, is this your man? Is this your client?
No, literally. Lit
Yeah.
Yeah, because some of them really be acting crazy. And it's really because like no one I say the same thing about like some of these Trump supporters. Like the only reason why they act like that is because no one's ever told them like, "Hey, shut the fuck up. You're wrong."
Yeah. Or literally they just never been punched in the face.
Yeah.
Like you just never been punched in the face. That's why Trump acts like
No.
it's got to be because he's
Mhm.
never been punched in the face. Because one good, just real quick, right in the nose, feel like it'll straighten people right on up.
Well, I don't know. I mean, if he had a whole what, like pipe shoved up his
Tent, it,
butt and
tent,
he's
tent peg, tent peg.
yeah, and he's
No,
still acting the
you're
way he
right.
does,
You're right.
I don't
You're right.
know.
And speaking of that, did you see where so it was Sasha Riley was um the person who told that story about kicking the tent peg in his rump and that's the reason. Well, he did they Sasha's pronouns are they them. They didn't say that they're the reason that Trump shits himself. I'm the one who just made that deduction on my own. I'm listening to the interview. But apparently, some Congress people or congressmen have gotten a hold of Sasha and are wanting them to testify before Congress, which I don't know how to feel about it because if I was Sasha, I would not even trust actually going to Congress to testify
Mhm.
because
Yeah. Mhm.
like you're liable to come up missing. So I wouldn't even trust going there to testify. And also, y'all have literally been aware of this since the 90s. I think the earliest information I've seen, because I've been getting no sleep. I'm digging through the files every day, like torturing myself. I don't know why I'm doing it. But it's like the early 90s. Y'all have had this information going back as far as so like you have no intention of holding anyone accountable.
Right. And now that you say that, I'm wondering like what was not to say that obviously none of this wasn't happening before, but I wonder what it was about the early 90s that like changed things because that's also the earliest account of like Harvey Weinstein, I believe, is like somewhere around in the 90s too.
What do you mean by change things?
Like I wonder if something like all these people got together and they were just like, we should just start like sexually assaulting people. Cause
I
like
mean,
what a coinkydink that like, yeah, the early reports of Donald Trump being in the 90s, Harvey Weinstein being in the 90s,
yeah,
P. Diddy, the 90s.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
a lot of it's
Well,
in the 90s.
yeah, so maybe it became more like what's the word I want to use? I don't even want to say acceptable because like I told the client that we were just talking about because she was all up in arms about the Epstein files and I'm like, okay, but you understand that this country was literally founded on on human trafficking, right? Like we're clear that none of this is new. We're clear
Right.
that like the founders of this country were literally trafficking human beings, sexually abusing, physically abusing, like all of the abuses, like everything that you see in these files is like not even the tip of the iceberg of what's been happening since the founding of this country. And if y'all would have just listened to
Mhm.
black people in the first place, we wouldn't be here.
Mhm.
So I don't know. Like, is it just that somebody in the 90s decided we need to start keeping track of and like writing this shit down? Because there's hundreds of years of shit that happened that's not been written down that we only know orally.
Right.
So
Mhm.
maybe somebody in the 90s came with a conscience and started like actually
I
documenting.
don't
I don't
know.
know. I don't know.
Or like or were they all at a party together and just formed like this like what is it called? Like a blood oath that like we're just going to be fucking weird and like build this whole secret empire of trafficking.
I don't know. So, wormhole that I've been going down recently is, so I don't know if you remember the Panama Papers.
Yes, because we glossed over those way too quickly, in my opinion.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. So I've been, and that was like all financial abuses that did get glossed over. And
mhm.
because it's rich people, it's just like we moved on. And that's what
I
happens, right? Like they come up, oh, we get too focused on this scandal. And so here comes another one, Savannah Guthrie's mom, to
mhm.
distract you from, this thing. I've been cross-referencing the Panama Papers with the Epstein files, and it's basically the same people. It's like basically the same people,
Mhm.
from what I can tell. So, I mean, we know it was happening during that time, but at that time, we just found out about the financial abuses. And it was like crazy. Like David, when was the last time you heard David Copperfield? Right? Like I haven't heard David Copperfield's
He's like
name
an
in
author, right?
David Copperfield is a magician. He's a
Oh,
magician. He used to do like magic tricks. I want to say that it was David Copperfield that would do like, or maybe he was yeah, he was a magician, not musician, magician. And maybe he used to
okay.
do like the tricks to like escape, like he'd be like David Blaine. Do you know who David Blaine is?
Mm-mm,
No,
I
see,
don't think so.
this is the 90s. It's the 90s. But there were like people, I feel like I know David Copperfield definitely was doing magic. And maybe it was David Blaine that was like an escapist, where he would like be chained upside down underwater, like in a public place, and then he would
Mm.
like, get free and disappear. I don't know. It was like magic shit.
See, I
Even
had Chris Angel.
okay, yeah. Same, yes, exactly. Same vibes. All that same
Okay,
vibes. So David Copperfield is like 90s Chris Angel.
got
Chris Angel in the 90s, yes.
heard.
But he's in both. He's in both the Panama Papers and the Epstein. It was like a bunch of weird random people. Robin Leach, like where did Robin Leach come from? And you probably won't remember him, but I remember watching Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous as a child. And Robin Leach was like, what's that guy's name that always does like the reunion shows for like the housewives and he's like this white guy.
Andy
I want to,
Cohen.
yes. I feel like Robin Leach was like Andy Cohen in the 80s and 90s. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Um,
yeah. Gotta give stuff that vibe.
yeah. So, anyways, it those two like literally overlap. It's the same people. It's the same people doing all this really sick, demented shit.
I wonder what the connection is with the magicians, though. Like, what are they doing with them?
No, I mean, so they're just a part. So, like in the Panama Papers, David Copperfield also had money, like a bunch of money that was in some offshore account. So maybe he's like, I don't know, maybe he's a recruiter or someone who moves things. Because, like I said, I haven't even heard his name, and I can't remember the last time I heard his name. You didn't even know who he was. So he's been apparently behind the scenes, but hasn't gone anywhere because he's definitely still
I've heard the
involved.
name. I don't know why I thought he was an author.
I mean, he might have written a book. I don't know. I don't know. But when I was growing up, he was known for being a magician. Like, that's what he did.
Well, kids do like
Mhm.
magic tricks.
Mhm. It's true. It's true. Like I said, I was a kid. Like, oh, look at
Mhm.
David Copperfield.
Right.
Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to go off on that tangent. It was the tent thing
No,
set
no,
me
no,
off.
no. It, how can you not go off on a tangent?
Yeah.
I did hear apparently France and Germany like released the files and they're unredacted.
So I can't decide if it's true or not, though. I also heard that.
Mhm.
But then when I went and searched for it, AI came back and said that it's not true. But
Mm.
also, I've found that AI has been specifically programmed that AI is basically a people pleaser, that it's been
Yeah.
specifically programmed to come back and give you the information that you want. In fact, I was working on a color correction this week.
Mhm.
And I was just like the night before, I was just kind of working through the problem in my head, and I decided to ask AI to help me formulate.
Mhm.
So, I gave it all the information that I had and like asked it to, and I gave it like where we are and where we're trying to go and asked for like help input on formulation. And then the formula that it gave me was all fucked up because I specifically wanted like a coppery red end result. And
Mhm.
the formula, it wanted me to like tone it with green before I put the copper formula on. And so when I pressed it, I'm like, that doesn't make any sense because we're trying to go with copper. Like, was it green? Or maybe it was blue. It was one of the two, but I'm like, why would we tone it though when we like, why don't we just enhance the tones? Like balance and
Mhm.
enhance. So I'm arguing with AI at this point. It's like, oh yeah, you're right. Actually, blah, 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 blah. So I think it's a combination of like being a people pleaser and like telling you what you want to hear. And also like it's still a machine. So not understanding nuance in certain
Mhm.
scenarios. But I asked it about the files and it said no. All of that to say, I asked it about the files and it said no. Um, have you been able to find them?
I haven't. Yeah, I was trying to like I think I googled and I think I did see like the AI result that was like, "Oh, that's not true." But then I was thinking like I would imagine with our certain settings on the internet, we're not going to get Germany and France like websites.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like into
Hmm.
that. So I'm thinking it could be true. You just might really have to do a deep dive
Maybe
and
I'll dig
figure
into
out like
TikTok later and see if I can find my way onto French and German TikTok and see.
yeah.
I
Mhm.
would be fascinated by that though, because I feel like the Macrons already know. Like, I feel like they're, if not involved, they're aware.
Mm, mhm.
Um, like we've talked about before that the wife, I can't, Brigitte Macron is like a
Mhm.
predator, a child predator.
Yeah.
So like I just find it weird that they would release it. No, you know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
I don't know. I mean, I hope it's true. And if it's unredacted, I hope that at least the children are still redacted because some of the pictures that I've seen, even redacted, have been like soul sucking. Like it's
Mhm.
heartbreaking. So I hope the children are still covered or redacted.
Mhm.
Um, and I saw that, like, I guess the Sultan from that had the torture video, I think, has been forced to step down, allegedly. Like that some countries are starting to arrest and like make move and shake things around. But I feel
Mm.
like again, I just feel like it's all like they're just trying to get ahead of it and they can see that like Americans are getting pissed off and so they don't want for their country because it's global. It's not just a United States thing. It's global.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I feel like they're just trying to get ahead of it to like, well, we're doing something about it. That's just the Americans, so that bless you.
Thank you.
um yeah. I hope, but I also like kind of don't have any hope, but maybe that's just the Gen X cynicism in me. Where I just don't believe that they're gonna do shit about it. Y'all have been known. Y'all knew this was going on. You
Yeah.
haven't done shit.
Mhm.
So to think that they're just gonna up and do something because we can literally see you, we'll see.
Well, and do you remember was it last year or the year before? I want to say within these past like 3 to 5 years, there was like a huge amount of like CEOs and like bosses
Mhm.
all like
Mhm.
resigning from their
Mhm.
positions, and like no
Mhm.
one really knew like what was going on. And then I think a few months later, that's when like the Epstein files kind of started getting talked about. And I'm just like, well, and who knows where those people have went now, right? Like,
And you know what? You know what we can do though? This is a way that we could use AI that would be helpful because we could have AI tell us who were the CEOs that stepped down. Like, we need their names and we can search their names in those files and
mhm.
cross reference again just to see. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, I've been spamming Josh Hawley, Mike Kehoe, and Eric Schmidt on Facebook because they all still like support Trump. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? Ugh. And like Josh Hawley the other day like shared something. He was like, I don't allow my children to watch Netflix because Netflix has a pro trans agenda. And it's like, but you're okay with them supporting a pedophile?
Yeah.
How does that make sense, Josh?
It
Like,
doesn't.
what?
Yeah. Yeah. Are you sick?
Hmm. No, fuck, it's these allergies. It's been 60 degrees one day and then it'll drop to like 25 and then it'll pick back up and I'm like, dude, this is insane, first of all.
Yeah.
Like, let's chill out.
Relax. Relax.
Relax. Sometimes because I'm allergic to cats and I do have
Uh-huh.
2 of them. So
Same.
sometimes
Same.
it just triggers. But no, like I've literally have felt fine. I do think I need to go get like my sinuses checked out because I
Mm,
will say this has been like the worst year. Like I feel like
mhm.
I haven't been able to take a good deep breath in like a few months. But
Oh,
like
wow.
that's my only issue. Like it's not like I have a fever or like anything else is wrong. It's just like,
Yeah.
and it's specifically this one.
Yeah. Boo. Have you ever used a neti
So
pot?
no.
Yeah.
I've done, like, my own version because
Mhm.
I've read that, like, you really just have to tilt, like, be at a certain angle to do it,
Uh-huh.
and so I
Uh-huh.
feel like I did do, like, my own version, but a neti
Uh-huh.
pot probably would have been more beneficial, for
I don't have a neti pot on its own, but I have a so it's a water flosser, but it has a bunch of different tips. So, of course, there's a
sure.
water
Mm,
flosser that you can use to actually floss your teeth, but it also
mhm.
has a nasal passage cleaner tip, and it's pretty amazing, actually.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, it's pretty amazing. It's weird to get used to initially. Um, oh, that's hilarious. Did you already see Dee's comment? I have been running my mouth. Um,
I did as soon as I, like, said it, I looked, and I was like, "Ah, exactly. You get me, D. You're in
literally.
here."
And violence isn't the answer, but it is an answer. Whenever people say violence isn't the answer, I always say it depends on what the question is. Like, how you gonna tell
Mhm.
me? How you gonna tell me?
Literally.
What's the question?
Mhm. Mhm. I've had
Yeah.
quite a few people ask me like, "Oh, have you been to any of the protests?" And I'm like, "No, because y'all aren't ready for me to be out there."
Yeah.
Again, cuz like I couldn't watch ICE kidnap someone and just like film it. And
Yeah.
actually, I did see a video of a protest. I forget where it was at, but they were arresting this guy and he was asking for help. He's like, "Don't just stand there and record, like do something." And
Yeah.
no one did anything.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what switch they flipped where it's like post Ferguson. I don't know. Did they set things on fire in Minnesota? And I do want to come back to Minnesota, even though I don't think it's on our agenda for today, but I definitely want to come back to Minnesota. Um, I don't remember if Minnesota was on fire, but it's like a switch flipped post Ferguson. Because to me, when you see injustice, it is a normal reaction to be like angry and want to like do something about it. What's happening right now does not feel normal to me. Like the response to what's happening, this is not normal for us, for everybody to be just sitting in their homes, like typing on their phone about what's going on. That doesn't feel normal. Do you see the video of that
Mhm.
guy in the airport in Atlanta?
Mhm.
I was like literally me. Hey, twin.
No,
That's how I feel.
yes.
That's literally how
Mhm.
I feel.
Mhm. I went and I got food last night, and um I did feel like him, and I thought about, like, what if I just started yelling right now? But I didn't have my food at the time, and I was like, I don't want them to, like, be like, "Ma'am, you have to go," and I didn't,
Yeah.
like, get my food. But I
Oh
was
my
like,
god.
"Yes, like, this is it's weird, it's
Yeah,
weird." And
yeah.
like I said, I keep, like, spamming, my politicians here in Missouri, and what I've been doing is let me see if I can pull it up. Um, can you see that? So that
Hold
says,
on.
like, blood on your hands,
Oh, that's amazing. That's
and then,
amazing.
like, yeah, it says, like, blood on your hands, Holly Schmidt and
And are you able to
keto.
just copy and paste that?
Mhm. Yeah,
Yes.
that's why I put it in my notes just so I
Yes.
could,
Yes.
um and then, like, this one says, like, Eric Schmidt supports pedophiles, but you have to be creative with how you put it in the comments, because if you just put that's why I have the blood droplets, like, spacing it out.
Mhm.
Because if you just
Mhm.
put, like, blood on your hands or Eric Schmidt supports pedophiles, it'll fucking, like, flag you a lot.
Yeah.
Um, and so, yeah, I've been putting that on, like, just their Facebook and Instagram, and someone commented to me, and they were like, "Though this may be true, this isn't helping."
They commented to your under
Yeah,
that post? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like, "Do you fucking hear yourself?
Yeah.
What do
Yeah. I
you
don't
mean?
I
What do you
just
mean?"
so again, going back to the crazy girl that the client with the gaslighting. So when I'm telling her about, like human trafficking is like as American as apple pie, like that's how this country was founded, da 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 da. And she starts at some point during the conversation, she starts talking about her parents and how she's like trying to talk to her parents about all the stuff that's going on and this and that. And she said her parents told her that it's not our problem. There's nothing we can do about it. And I'm just like, and what's crazy is this same family, I talked about this family um, probably about a year ago because their daughter had like met some guy online, and the daughter at the time was underage and had met some guy online and started acting out. The mom tried to like ban her from talking to this guy online. Long story short, she went to the park one day. She told her mom she was going for a walk, and she had given this guy their address. And he was some grown ass man from Florida that drove up to Georgia and sexually assaulted her. And, like I told her, you're lucky to be alive. Hmm?
Yeah.
Like she could have disappeared. She could have been trafficked. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? So what do you mean it's not your problem? And this has
Right.
literally happened to your child. What do you mean by that? I'm just
Mhm.
like, "Ugh." And this
Literally.
is why the older I get, my fuse gets shorter and shorter. For a lot of people, they get older and they chill. The older I get, I'm more liable to put my hands on you today than at any other point in my entire life. Like, don't piss me off.
Literally. Literally. Do not piss me off. No, that's crazy. I think back, like, when I was a teenager, I definitely was like in chat rooms that I probably shouldn't have been in and like all that stuff. But I remember there was one time because, you used to be able to like hide your phone number, like do star 69 or star
Mhm.
67 or like whatever it was. And I remember I was like talking to someone on the phone and like hung up. And some way, somehow, he was able to, like, find my real number, and
Oh,
I
shit.
remember he, like, called my house, and I was like, so we stopped that. We stopped
Yeah.
that.
What were you doing?
I
Like,
I was being a bad
being
child.
naughty?
I sure was. I was being
Interesting. Yeah.
a young, horny teenager,
Ah,
unfortunately.
wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
somebody was talking shit to my daughter online a year or two ago, like racist shit to her online. And you know how we always talk about how women should be private investigators. This heifer done
Mhm.
found like something in the background of one of their pictures on Facebook and like went to Google Earth and some more shit and like screenshot it and sent it to them and was like, I will pull up right now. Do not play with me.
Period. Yes. Did you
And
see the
actually, a girl
actual
on
TikTok?
TikTok just did that recently.
I was
Yes.
gonna say, yes.
Yeah.
She's
No,
like,
this
"See how easy it was? I found you."
And this was a couple of years ago when she sent them the screenshot, but yes, exactly like that. So like and I thought it was a skit initially, but no, that shit was real.
Mhm, mhm.
And that was brave of her to just pull up on him. I think he
Yeah,
was at work,
'cause, like
right?
yeah, 'cause, like, you really don't know who you be talking to like that, and, like, yeah, you're gonna catch the right one day,
On the
and they
wrong
are just
day.
uh-huh. There's a movie, I haven't seen it, I do wanna watch it, though, and it's essentially about, like, road rage, and sometimes I have to be careful because I do have road rage, unfortunately.
Same.
Um, but it follows, like, this woman, and I forget it, she, like, cuts this guy off or something, and he, like, follows her
Oh,
and,
I've
like,
seen
stalks
that.
her.
I forget what it's
Yeah,
called, but I saw it. I
I
watched
think it's
it.
called, like, Unhinged or something
Yes.
like that.
Yep. Yeah, I
Yeah.
watched it.
But,
No, he was a
yeah,
psychopath,
like, you
but
just
she
never
was also
know.
a psychopath, and that's what you gotta be
Mhm,
careful of, like, you might be crazy, but you don't know how crazy I am.
mhm,
Like, I
mhm.
don't doubt that you're crazy, but I need you to understand that there's more than one crazy person in this world. You're not the only one.
Let's go crazy for crazy.
Literally, literally.
And I've always liked that, little quote, and it's like, "The only difference between me and a psych patient is I'm outside."
I'm outside. I love that.
So
I would wear that on a t-shirt. I would definitely wear that on a t-shirt.
outside and unmedicated.
Uh-huh.
So,
Yep.
let's be careful.
Careful with me.
Mhm, mhm.
Okay, so this Michael Glatzy, did we talk about that? I am Michael. Did we already talk about that?
I don't know, did we?
I don't remember.
He was a gay man who, like, worked for this, like, LGBTQ, like, publisher, and I think in the early or the late '90s, early 2000s. And then Matthew Shepard happened. Do you remember that
I do
story?
remember Matthew
Okay,
Shepard. Mhm.
yeah, so Matthew Shepard happened, and then, like, Michael started having, like, heart issues, and, throughout his journey of trying to figure out what was going on with his heart, essentially, I think he was having, like, severe anxiety, um, but he was convinced he had whatever his dad had because his dad died of, like, a heart issue,
Mm,
um, but on this journey, he, like, discovered God
okay.
and went to Utah and, like, denounced his homosexuality, married a woman, and became, like, this, like, anti-gay
Wow.
pastor.
Wow. And he
Yeah.
still is?
Uh-huh. And,
Ew.
like, he actually stopped working at, the church he was working at because they were gonna start performing gay marriages. And it just fascinated me so much because 'cause I've never heard of, like, that before. Um, I was like, "Holy shit, like, that's crazy."
Yeah, like, I wonder what made him it was the Michael Shepherd thing that made him decide that he wasn't gay anymore? Is that what you're saying?
So, like, I think, uh, there was a quote he said one time that, like, he felt like, essentially, he felt like right-wing children got to live longer because they never had to be like, "Oh, well, this is who I am," like how gay people would be, essentially. I don't know. I'll have to try and find, um, like, that direct quote because
Yeah.
in the movie, because there's a movie, and that's why I found this, like, so fascinating.
Mhm.
Um, in the movie, like, the Matthew Shepard story, like, really fucked him up.
Dee
Like,
said
he
that
was
he has a
just
Grindr account.
right? Um, yeah, in the movie, it was portrayed that the Matthew Shepard, like, really fucked him up. It was really, like, his heart issue that, like, had him, because that's when he
Mm.
started going to church.
I just feel like maybe just hear me out. Maybe the reason why right-wing children live longer is because their parents uphold a system of white supremacy, which they benefit from, and so they have access to, like, good food and clean water and great education and medical insurance that left, you know,
100%.
like, I'm just spitballing here.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But
No,
no.
it was just really fascinating because, like, he had a boyfriend, like, and everything, and
Yeah,
just,
that's
like,
wild.
did a
That's wild.
complete 180.
And speaking of right wing, just real fast, real fast. I know I keep going back to Epstein, but I'm still kind of fascinated that, like, Epstein's literally touched everything since the 90s, like, everything. He influenced everything. You know, the way that children dress, the way they smell, the way they what they watched on television, like, all of those things. Um, and it came out in these files that he's, like, the founder of I don't remember if it was, like it's a Reddit thread, and I don't remember if it was politics or if it was right-wing politics. It may have
Mhm.
just been politics, but, like, some huge Reddit thread that gets, like, hundreds of thousands of views a day that people interact with and post and all that. Ghislaine was a moderator on this thread, and, like, basically that he was one of the main people putting all the money behind, like, the right wing, how it's made such a huge resurgence the last, like, 20 years. Like, he put a ton of money and influence behind that to, like, dredge that up. I found that fascinating.
I believe it. I mean, I feel like, before 9/11, like, the FBI was looking at a lot of, white nationalists, neo-Nazi white supremacist groups. But then 9/11 happened, and then it all went to the Middle East.
which, was totally intentional. It's like, let's all hate Muslims together.
Right.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. Okay. I see. I did not. You put Nicki Minaj on here, right? MAGA Barbie is what I call her now.
Probably. Yeah. Because what the fuck is she doing?
I mean, she likes hanging out with pedophiles. She's always made that pretty clear. So
No, she has. She has. I'm just like, girl, like what? And then
Yeah.
I guess I heard she like tried to change her tune or something now that because he gave her that gold card and she
Mhm.
like made a whole post and like was saying how she has citizenship now. And everyone was like, no, that's not how that works. And
Well,
then
and then
like,
he came back out and was like, that card don't really mean shit, so don't do too much. Basically.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, you did all that for just for him to embarrass you and be like, oh, look how easy you were.
Yeah. Literally. Literally.
I need for like all of them to go on a yacht or go into space and it just blows up.
So I saw a TikToker I thought it was a brilliant idea. The TikToker said that they should all just be sent to Little St. James, Epstein Island. Like, just put them all on Epstein Island and like remove all ways for them to get off and like leave them there. Eventually, they'll run
Yeah.
out of food, but then, clearly they don't have a problem with cannibalism. Like, just leave them there and let them figure that shit out. I like it.
Yeah. The
I
Epstein
like it.
games.
Yep. Yep.
And even if there is a survivor, we just kill them too.
That's what he said. Yeah. He
No
said
one
it,
comes off
we
the
tell
island
them
alive.
that the last person living gets to survive, but then when they kill everyone else, then we kill them. That was like, that was how I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Let's do it.
Oh,
Well, yeah, and that like, oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say too, like, I hate when people are like, well, if we do anything, like the whole government's gonna crumble.
Good.
Okay, then maybe we should let it crumble.
Like, you're almost there. You're
Almost there.
right there.
And because it's like, if this is what law and order is supposed to look like on a good day, right? Like, this is them saying that this is how the system is supposed to work. Like, no, we need a different system. We need a different system.
Which we've been seeing for decades now.
Yeah. Like, sorry. Me personally, I don't want to have sex with children and eat them.
No.
Like, not really my thing.
No.
But hey,
and not only that, but I
me.
would like to propose that anyone who does, we can burn them. We can burn them alive.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel we should burn them alive. And so, yeah, trying to just navigate a world where we're walking amongst people that are basically like, well, we can't do anything. So, like, you cannot sit with us. You cannot, like, to just comply. I was telling my mom, comply in advance is just, it no longer serves me. And even though it never really has served me, in a many ways, I've we've all done that, right? Like when we pay our taxes, we're complying in advance. When we what I like we do it all the time, but like, yeah, no, I'm withdrawing my energy from this
Mhm.
system, you know,
Yeah.
in the ways that I have to participate. Um, like I have to pay my mortgage or I'm going to end up homeless and I don't want to be homeless. So I'm going to pay my
Mhm.
mortgage. But the first opportunity I have not to, I'm not. I'm fucking not.
Mhm. Mhm. Exactly. Well, and I think too, anyone right now who is like, yeah, oh, we can't do anything, or like, this is how it's always been, blah, blah, blah. You know what? Your bloodline comes from fucking pussies and cowards
Literally.
because that's all your bloodline did back in the day was just sit
Yeah.
around and watch it happen.
Look the other
And that's
way.
why
And
you're
that's
so
why we're
fucking
here.
content. Exactly, exactly. And that's why you're so fucking content to sit on your ass and just continue to watch everything happen. Like, fuck you and your bloodline.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Waste of space.
Yeah,
Waste of
literally.
life, for
Yeah,
real. Like, what are you
literally.
contributing to society? Nothing.
Yeah. 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 That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah.
What is this? Tim, Brene, Akira, and Devin? Did we do that already?
Oh my gosh, no.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna try to be quick with this because it's insane, and there's just so many parts. So, they're TikTok people. Brene, I think, was the first one to kind of go viral. Um, she would do like, oh, get ready with me to like go to church. And then she also has like really dramatic nails and like would do
Okay.
hair and makeup. Um, so she like built this whole platform and everything. And she's a bigger girl. She's got some big old boobies. And I'm always like, I know her back is hurting. Like, no way is
These
this
big old
possible.
bitties.
Yeah, like no way. So, Brene and Devin were married. And then Akira and Tim were married and have 2 kids.
Okay.
And if I remember correctly, Tim and Devin are also cousins. But I don't know if they're like actual blood cousins or like their families grew up together and like they were
Yeah.
just always around each other. But
Yeah.
there's like pictures of Devin and Tim like as children, like hanging out. So, I want to say probably for like a year or 2 years, um, they kind of all just bonded together and like it was just known that like, oh, the Montagues and the Canards, I think, they're just hanging out, all this stuff. Brene and Akira were like besties. Fast forward, Tim and Brene were having an affair, and
Devin's wife?
yes, Devin's wife and Akira's husband were
Okay,
having an
wait.
affair.
So in my mind, when you say Devin, I'm thinking the Devin that we follow on TikTok that like got into it with Han, but this is
No,
somebody
that's
else.
Davin.
Davin. Okay. 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 Got
Mhm.
it. So who are these are just miscellaneous TikTok people.
These are
Okay.
just
Okay.
TikTok.
Okay.
Yeah, no
Okay.
one that we know.
Okay.
People that I invest in my time.
I got you. Yes. All right. So
Um,
Brennan
but the
and
but the case
I
is
mean,
crazy.
huh?
The case is crazy because once I tell you like everything that's happened, you're gonna be like, "What the fuck?" So yeah, Renee and Tim like started fooling around, and then I felt like it, and also keep in mind, it's not like I was following these people every day. It was just kind of like, oh, I haven't heard anything about them. Let me go check it out. And like me
Mhm,
catching up.
mhm,
So I felt like, again, outsider looking in, Brene, Brene and Devin, Tim and Akira, they must have gotten like a hush hush divorce.
mm,
Like, um, because then it kind of popped out that Brene and Tim were married.
mm.
And so Brene and Tim were like making these videos, pretty much like reheating, the nachos that Brene and her husband were posting because she's a bigger girl. So like she does
Mhm.
a lot of the um oh my god, like the mukbang videos where they're like
Okay.
eating just a bunch of
Not D
food.
knows that he also messed with Brene's sister.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
the
T.
rumor. That's the
All right, so
rumor.
come on, give me okay.
'Cause
So
Brene has a twin sister, and the twin sister has children, and there's a rumor going around that Tim's supposed to be the baby daddy of those kids. Um, so yeah, Brene and Tim pop out. They're making like all this content and everything. Um,
as a couple,
and no
they're a couple
one's
now.
yeah, they're married.
What?
Yeah, they're married.
Okay, all right.
That's why I was like, I felt like the divorces were very hush hush because then they just popped out and they were married.
Okay.
Um, so recently, I think it was last year, Akira, Tim's ex-wife and children mother of his children, sued Brene under some because they're in North Carolina, I think.
Yep.
And there's some kind of
Yeah.
law that
Fantasia
like
got sued
she
under that law. Yeah.
yeah, that she can like
Yeah.
essentially sue her mistress.
Yeah.
So she sued Brene
Yeah.
for I think it was like what uh $2 million or something crazy, and she fucking won.
Yeah.
Also, Brene represented herself in court, didn't get a lawyer.
Dumbass. I mean, we knew you were
And
a dumbass bitch when you were fucking somebody else's husband, but then you go ahead and just prove it further.
well,
Alienation of
and
affection, D says, yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, thank
Fantasia
you.
got sued under that
And
same law when she first, yeah, years ago, like 10 or 15 years ago.
crazy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so Akira won, and then Brene wanted to be like dumb essentially, and she was still making videos, and she was like, she's never going to see that money, blah blah blah, and she like paid I think $2 towards it. And so then Akira's lawyer was like, "Okay, you want to be funny, I'm going to be hilarious."
Mm-hmm.
And that is like the 2 million is also gaining interest like every
Mm-hmm.
day.
Yeah.
Um and so then I think Akira's lawyer sued to get a hold of like Renee's financial records. Bitch, the money she was spending on food in a day, absolutely insane. I'm
Wow.
talking like $20,000 in a week.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
like, and I don't want to be, I don't want to body shame or anything, but people in the comments would be like, this is the gluttony they're talking about in the Bible.
Literally. Literally. And that's not body
Like,
shaming. That's a fucking fact.
no, like, girl, what? And then because Tim, or not Tim, sorry, I'm sorry, Devin used to also be really big, but ever since him and Brene were done, he lost a lot of weight. Like he
Mhm.
looks good.
Mhm.
Um and ever since they released like her bank statements, he came out and he was like, cuz he really did like love her
Mhm.
and accepted her for like who she was. And he was like, here I was cooking, cleaning, washing ass cracks and like all this stuff. And I didn't see a dime of this money. And so apparently, yeah, when they were, because like I said, Brene got
Watching ass
famous with
crack
her.
is crazy.
Right? Yeah, he said
What?
it. He said it.
What?
Yeah. Because Brene, yeah, like I said, got famous when her, or popular when her and Devin were together, and
Mhm.
like they built a platform together. And so now Devin just got approved for his lawsuit to move forward with Tim for like 6.6 million.
Might as well.
And I'm just, yeah, and everyone's just like, imagine all of this for a man, mind you.
First of all.
First of all. And to my knowledge, like Tim doesn't even do anything. Like I don't even know if Tim for real works.
Wow.
And a lot of people like keep telling her, what is it, like a man with nothing will help you lose everything or something like that. And
Boy,
I'm just like, that is crazy. Like
that is a
almost
word. I bet you that's an ancient African proverb.
right. Yeah. I was like, damn.
Wow.
But
Yep.
I just could not imagine $10 million.
Look.
And yeah,
And
and
I
they
hope
say
they
like
get
Brene,
every dime too, honestly.
yeah. Well, and they say like Brene like funds him and everything. And
Yeah.
so they're going to be curious if when he goes to trial, if he has a lawyer, and everyone's going to be like, "Oh yeah, Brene's going to pay for his lawyer." And that's the thing too, like you represented yourself.
But you're gonna pay for a lawyer for him. No, she's a dumb bitch, right? She's just a dumb bitch. All
They
right,
were
girl.
on, I think they were on Dr. Phil
Mm.
and the Tamar not Braxton, but what's her name?
Yeah, Tamar is a Braxton.
She is, but that's not who
That's
I'm
not who you're
thinking of.
talking about.
It's Tamar Hall, maybe. Is that
Oh,
her name?
Tamron. Tamron
Tamron.
Hall.
Yeah, her.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. So they were on there.
Messy.
Yeah.
It's messy as fuck.
Isn't it?
Boy, I love that though. I tell my clients all the time, like, I like my life to be boring and like nothing really moving for real. I like my shit as boring as possible. But I love hearing about other people's tea. I mean,
Yes. Like that's
and
the
then what
drama
happened?
tea I want to hear about.
Yes. And then what happened?
Right. Exactly.
Okay, so here's some drama that has, it's not tea, but it's drama that's been brewing on social media. And it's actually not, I don't think, on our agenda because I've just started seeing it in the last couple of days. Apparently, the Democrats are starting to float their potential candidates for president. They're starting to kind of float them out now.
Mm-hmm.
And Blue MAGA is all up in an uproar because people are saying, in my opinion, rightfully so, like, not voting for Gavin Newsom. Do not
No.
put Gavin Newsom on the ticket. I'm not voting for him. Like, don't do it. And people are mad about it, but it's like, I don't know. Have the Democrats ever considered like picking somebody who doesn't suck? Like, because that's totally an option. I don't
No, because
understand.
they're two wings of the same plane.
Literally.
They're two
Like,
different
Gavin
sides.
Newsom is a Republican. He identifies as a Democrat, but like, what is that saying? Like, I don't believe what you see because I don't believe what you say because I see what you do, I think is the saying. Like, you can call yourself a Democrat all day, but when you're in pictures with Charlie Kirk and inviting Ben Shapiro on your podcast and not pushing back, and I had actually downloaded this video from when he was on Higher Learning. It's a podcast that I love. It's uh gosh, now of course I can't think of the guy's name. And the guy that like confronted, he used to work for TMZ, and he confronted Kanye when Kanye said that slavery was a choice.
Oh, is
Uh,
it
Van Lathan,
Van?
I think is his name. Van
Yeah,
Lathan. Yeah. So he
love
has a
him.
podcast with this amazing queen, Rachel. I don't know her last name, but she's amazing. And they had Gavin Newsom on their podcast a month or two ago. And Van specifically asked him about APAC. And his answer was completely ridiculous. He was clearly caught off guard, number one.
Mhm.
And then his answer was just, I don't think he actually, I don't think, I don't think he actually even answered it. He just kept going, wow, wow. Like, I don't know that. You have to go and look it up. The way he answered was crazy.
Okay.
There wasn't really an answer, is the bottom line. There wasn't really an answer.
Mm.
He kept trying to dance around it, but he never actually answered it, which means he's fucking owned by Israel at the end of the
They
day.
all yeah,
They
who
all
isn't at
are.
this
They all
point?
are. And like, yeah, that's not going to work for me. Yeah, Dee said he was married to Kimberly Guilfoyle, which is
Mhm.
Donald Trump Jr.'s ex. So
Yeah.
exactly. So exactly. Literally exactly. Like I'm not voting for him. And so the blue no matter who crowd is gonna be mad again because the Democrats are about to lose again. Because they
Well,
won't
and
get
that's even if we get to vote.
even if we
Like,
get to truly, because at the end of the day, like we've said 1,000 times on this podcast, these kinds of problems that we have as a country cannot be fixed by voting. This is like
no,
we're way beyond that. Way, way,
way
way.
beyond, way beyond. The poison is in there. Like,
Literally.
yeah,
When
no,
we
no
were
fucking
marching in the
way.
streets of Ferguson shouting the whole damn system is guilty as hell, we
Guilty
meant
as hell.
literally the entire, from the
Mhm.
Ruta to the Tuda.
Well, and they're only pushing Gavin because he's, like, younger and he's attractive. Like,
And I feel like that, yeah, I mean, I guess conventionally by white supremacist standards, like fine, but I'm like, and even like when everybody was all hype about his social media accounts that were going viral there for a while, and then I heard a black
mhm,
woman was running his social media accounts. So like that's not even
like,
him.
right,
That's not
yeah,
even him.
mhm.
And the fact that he wanted to go into the streets of a homeless encampment and like clear that out himself with his own two hands, like absolutely the fuck not. Absolutely not. And if the Democrats put him on the ballot, assuming we get to vote again, he's going to lose. And I just don't feel bad for them at this point. Like, y'all, maybe they're intentionally trying to set the country on fire.
Maybe. Because that's
Because,
what I said too. I was like, even if we do something about, like, yeah, people in the Epstein files, not all that, like, what's to stop them? Because we've seen it before. What's to stop them from getting on their private plane and going to a country where they don't have to surrender?
yeah. I mean, I don't know that they'll be able to go to another country because I feel like they're kind of toxic right now. Like I don't know that any country wants them, but there's certainly nothing that's stopping them from, buying their own island, being on
Yeah.
their own island somewhere, and I know they've all got their little bunkers.
Hmm. Did you ever watch the show Paradise with
I don't think
Sterling?
so.
Is it Sterling K. Brown? His name?
I love Sterling K. Brown,
Yeah,
but I
that's
don't
him.
think I'm familiar. Yeah.
It's on Hulu. It was pretty good. The second season's about to come out this month. But he's like I guess like a secret agent slash bodyguard for the president.
Mm.
And like the whole time you're kind of like something's a little off about the community that they're in. Um and then you find out, like, I don't think this is a big spoiler, but you find out 'cause I feel like you found that out pretty quickly, that they're all living essentially like in this bunker because like the world, I think it was like a giant wave or like a giant tornado, or I don't know, something crazy with the weather happened and like was going to kill a bunch of people, and only like 40,000 of them could like go to this bunker or some shit. Um
Is
and
this an
it's
older show?
no, it came out last year, the year before.
Okay. No, it's not.
And so it's pretty like, kind of heavily surveillance. Like there's no
Mhm.
guns and like all that stuff. But then the president gets shot and like is killed. And
How is the
so
president shot with no guns?
mhm, mhm,
Okay.
yes. But
It-
it's pretty good.
It's
And
called
that's all
Paradise.
I'll say.
Okay.
Yeah. But I was like, you know what? I could see that happening.
Hmm. I'm actually rereading 1984 right now. Um, and it was written in, I want to say like 1942 is when it was
Uh-huh.
written. But the way that it has like it's prophetic, is that a word? Yeah, it's like everything in this book is like describing where we are today almost to a T. Like he's a time traveler
Mm.
and he came here and saw this shit and then went back to 1942 and wrote this book. George Orwell, 1984. Crazy. It's a classic.
Mm.
Like a lot of people read it in high school. It's an old book, but bananas.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to, because I read it years ago, but it's been so long, I don't really remember it. I mean, I remember it, but I don't remember how it ends. And I'm trying to get to the end of the book to see like what happens. Bless you.
Phew.
Like I want to know, like, do they overthrow it? Like what happens? I need to know.
Mhm.
I need to know
Yeah.
how this ends. So, but yeah, I feel like same vibes as Paradise that you were just telling me about or telling us about.
Yes.
All
I know. I
right.
feel like that's what I've been doing is like I've just been watching movies and shows because I'm like I can't think too much about things because I really am like a little. I'm like, what if I go out and just rage? And like I guess there was a woman down in KC who she went up to an ICE detention center and like set the windows on fire.
Oh,
And I'm like, yeah, like I'm right there with you, babes.
yeah. Yeah.
And like honestly, maybe I shouldn't say it on camera.
Careful.
But
Careful.
Eric Schmidt, I'm on to you.
Hmm.
And you better be careful how you're moving around in St. Louis.
Okay, period. um, so and this doesn't have anything to do with anybody. It just randomly popped into my head. So I mentioned Savannah Guthrie's mom earlier today in the podcast in
Hmm.
passing. But all of a sudden, I also just remembered that commercial that they showed during the Super Bowl, where they basically said that like they're harvesting information from everyone's Ring cameras and like to
Mm.
find, a missing dog. So like if you can find a missing dog with all these Ring cameras everywhere, I don't understand why we can't find Homegirl's mom.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
That's weird.
Yeah, I think I need to, like, really sit down and, like, look at that whole case with, like, my eyes, because 'cause I've just seen, like,
Mhm,
videos and stuff about it. Because 'cause they're
mhm.
saying that it's one of the daughters and the son-in-law or something?
Oh, I don't know.
Or
I
that's
haven't
the speculation.
Yeah. I haven't really been following it because, I mean, I'm sorry for her, but also, like, she's getting all this coverage, but, like, thousands of children have been disappearing and we never hear about them. But this bitch is on the
Mhm.
news. Excuse me, I don't know this lady to call her a bitch, but I'm just saying, like, like,
Mhm.
wall to wall coverage of her being missing. Why? Because she's rich? Like
Mhm.
thousands of children are disappearing every day and
Mhm.
they don't even get a mention. That like I it's just they're pissing me off.
Literally.
um
Literally.
Minnesota. We got to talk about Minnesota too.
Yeah.
Because they have been, and I don't think either of us watches mainstream media anymore, but I know in passing, because you can't help it when they want something to be news, it is going to come across your timeline. That's how I know about Nancy Guthrie, I think, is that her name? But what they're
Mhm.
not talking about on mainstream news outside of the Epstein files is what's going on in Minnesota still. And I've had some TikTokers that are in Minnesota come across my timeline and are telling horrific stories of things that are happening. And
Mhm.
again, they're not even getting a mention. We're hearing about
Right.
Nancy Guthrie every 2 seconds, but we're not hearing about the men that are being sexually assaulted in these concentration camps and the children that are missing. And I thought I just saw that a 7-year-old died of dehydration in one of the camps, um, like in the last couple days. Um, yeah, there's still a lot going on in Minnesota. And so I just wanted to make sure to bring Minnesota back up because in my mind, and I'm not there, but it's very much giving civil war in Minnesota. And we're just if you're not looking for it, you're not gonna know.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, I just wanted to make sure you know, that still stays
I
top of mind.
know. I've been thinking, like, because honestly, like, it would be nice, right, if we could all collectively go to a destination, whether that's the White House,
Mhm,
Minneapolis, wherever,
mhm,
and, like, really do a good but unfortunately, we all can't do that. And
mhm.
I've been trying to think, like, what could, though, like, each state do individually?
Yeah,
And I've been trying to, like, I know me personally, like, here I am in Missouri. And again, fuck Wesley Bell, fuck Eric Schmidt, Mike Kehoe, and Josh Hawley. Um, but I'm like, is there a way, like, could we all sue them? Like,
I've thought the same thing. I've thought, like, we should be able to sue the United States government because
yeah,
they definitely owe us money. Like, y'all lose
yeah,
billions of dollars every 2 seconds, but you wanna sweat me when I owe
yeah.
you $200
Do
of
you see how
taxes.
stressed y'all
Yeah.
make me?
Yes. No, I've
I'm
definitely thought it,
32.
but whenever I even attempt to talk to an attorney about it, like so I have a cousin who's an attorney and he basically just said you can't sue the United States government. I should like push him on it more though. So by law, allegedly, you can't sue the United States government. You have to sue particular people within government. So maybe.
Yeah, Imma look into it. Like, do I need to like, how many people do I need to sign a petition? Like, I'll do the work. I
Mhm.
just need to know,
Mhm.
like, what are the
Like,
steps?
yeah, yeah.
Because, yeah, I literally like I said, I'm 32. I cannot do another 32 more years of this. I
Mm-mm.
don't think I'll make it. And like
Don't want
I think
to.
no, don't want to. And I think all the time about Erica Gardner. Because she was 27 when she like died of a heart attack. And I just think like, yeah, so many of us are
You're
going
talking about
to,
Eric Garner's daughter?
yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
hmm And I just think all the time, like, some of us aren't going to make it another fucking 5, 10 years
Which
because
I
the
think is the
stress.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think about her constant because her and I think we're the same age. And yeah, I just think about her all the time. Like, dude, you gotta chill because, yeah, you could have a heart attack one day and just fucking die.
Okay, so check this
Or
out.
a stroke.
I put it in DeepSeek. One of my clients makes fun of me because I use DeepSeek for AI. It's out of China. But I'm like,
Yeah.
but she's like, well, they have access to your data. And I'm like, well, so does the United States. And right now I trust China more than I trust the United States. So
Yeah. Absolutely.
okay, but I put it in here. I asked it, is it possible to sue your state representatives? That was the question. The short answer is yes. It is possible, but it is difficult and subject to significant legal hurdles. The ability to successfully sue a state representative is heavily restricted by the doctrine of legislative immunity, which protects legislators from lawsuits for actions taken in the course of their official duties, which is the same shit with the federal government as well, right? They write laws to give themselves immunity, just like the Supreme Court literally just told Trump that he'll never be held accountable for anything he does as president of the United States. So like you have immunity while you're doing your job, so blah blah blah. But there's 10 more additional pages here. So apparently there's a way around it. So I would what yeah, there's
Okay.
potential there. So I'm also going to dig into this a little deeper.
Yeah. This sound has been like playing in my mind. It's like, hi, I need to buy a gun. Like that's where I'm at.
I actually have a class, firearms safety class coming up very soon. So I'm really excited about that. It's being taught by a Black woman, former veteran.
Love.
She's amazing. And actually it's a personal class. It's not a class with like a bunch of people. It's like
Mm.
I don't want to say a one-on-one. It's not a one-on-one. It's really a one-on-three because I think it's going to be me, my mom, and my sister. I mean, me, my mom, and my daughter are taking the class together. So a three
Nice.
generational gun safety class.
Hell yeah.
And
Love
then I'm gonna
that.
bring me. I definitely it won't be my first gun that I've ever owned. I just saw a quote the other day that said, "If you go far enough left, you get your guns back." I'm like, yep, yep, and we're there.
Mhm. Yeah.
So it's not that it will be my first gun, but I actually have two in mind. Because I just feel like that's where we are.
Mhm.
But I'll be bringing those
Mhm.
home with me after my class. So I'm very excited about that.
Nice. Love that.
Very excited about that.
Yeah, I would. I've been to the range, what, like 2 times, I think, and I actually have a pretty good shot.
I
So,
also
yeah,
have a
I
good
would like to take, um, yeah, like, some classes to where I could, like, properly clean it and store it, and
all that.
I wanna be
All,
able to, like, dismantle it and put it back together, you know?
mhm,
I've always thought that was really
mhm.
cool.
Yeah, she teaches a bunch of classes, so I suspect that I'll be taking classes with her all spring and summer. Because while yes, I am a really good shot. I don't know how to take it apart and clean it, and what if it gets jammed, and you know what I mean? I need
Mhm.
to be somewhat proficient. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
But please believe if that thing is loaded, I do know how to load it and I am a very good shot. So don't start
Mhm.
none, won't be none.
Yeah, and definitely not scared to use it.
Mm-mm.
I remember the first time I went, like, I was like, "Ooh, I get why they call it, like, trigger happy."
Mhm. Mhm.
'Cause it is like I did want to just be like
Yeah, like once you for me, it was like the first shot was like, "Whoo." Oh,
Yeah.
okay, right? But like once you get
Uh-huh.
over that initial like jumpiness of it, yeah, it does start to feel good. It starts to
Mhm.
feel
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, like, I was shocked by kinda how much I liked shooting it.
Mhm.
I don't know
Yeah.
what that says about me, but maybe be
Listen, I'm
careful.
just a hairstylist. I am not a mental health professional, but same.
Mhm, mhm.
So last time we were on, I think we kind of brushed over I think, did we talk about the Black Panthers and the guy that had come out in Minnesota and was
You sent me the video, but I don't think we, like, talked about it.
okay, so
'Cause I
there
I
so
was like, "Ooh."
the original video was a guy that I said sounds like the feds. So you're talking about that video or are you talking about the OG Black Panther that I sent you later?
I'm
Yeah.
thinking of the one that was like, if you know, like, anyone in the military or the police, you should thank them. And it was, like, the older black guy, and he was, like, sitting on a couch.
You said thank them?
I
Is that what you
that
said?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't okay, so
Isn't
I
that the
missed it.
video that you sent me?
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I think that part had to have just gone over my head. Or maybe,
What
yeah,
we can do starting now, a daily civil action plan.
yeah, that's him. He said, "Thank the police."
I thought
In
so.
that video? Okay, I just missed that. But so the original video was it was a guy, it was a younger guy. And there's video of him. I think I just assumed he was in Minnesota. I don't know if he actually was or not. I just assumed it. But he was talking very strongly and he was certainly saying the right things, but it just didn't like something about it wasn't, it was just like not sitting right in my spirit.
Mhm.
And so I remember saying, and he was like wanting people to reach out, and so he could like, he was saying, sign up, right? Like send me your information so you can sign up, type shit. And I'm like, that just feels like the feds to me. Like, what do you mean sign up?
Mhm.
Sign up for what? Like what? No,
Right.
right? But so at that point I was like, I don't know how the other black, like the OG Black Panthers feel about it, but like I feel like hopefully he reached out to them and got their permission because for me, especially during Black History Month, like for me, the Black Panthers, the OG Black Panthers hold a special place in my heart for me because without them, I think they have done just as much, if not more, than Martin Luther King did for Black people in America. Because the way they were outside protecting their neighborhoods armed and the way they were feeding people and like that's not to
Mhm.
say they were perfect, they were not perfect. There's many stories of abuse and all kinds of things. So I'm not saying that, but I do hold the Black Panther Party in high regard. I'll say that based on their actions of things that they did. They put their bodies on the line. Like people died. A lot of people died. Asada had to
Mhm.
flee the country. She had to break out of prison and flee the country. That's how much she was fighting. So I hold them in high regard. And for some random that I've never heard of to just pop out and talking about they were, this is the new Black Panther Party, I felt a way about it. And so, yeah, apparently some OG Black Panthers came out and he's since rescinded that and he's no longer calling himself a Black Panther and he's changed himself, I
Mm.
think, to a Black Lions now is the name of his group. Um,
Oh,
so yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I will
that
say, like, the
go
guy
ahead.
that you sent, he was saying, like, because he talked about how, not everyone's gonna be able to, like, go out into the streets or, like, go do
Mhm,
this or that. And he
mhm.
was like, "But what you can do is, yeah, if you know someone, like, in the military or, like,
Oh,
in
yeah, yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
like,
I
a
do know what
first
you're talking about now.
responder, essentially,
Yeah.
like, just say, like, 'Hey, I see you,' and, like, 'Thank you.'" And
Yeah.
that's why I responded, I was like, "Ooh," like, I get what he's saying,
Yeah.
but also, like
Yeah. I do remember now what you're talking about. Because yeah, like gross. And also I understood where he was coming from because I think at the end of the day, like the people on the right, and that's not to say like I will never forgive you. If you voted for Donald Trump, I will never fucking forgive you. Like,
Mhm.
I hope you
Yeah.
have the day you deserve for the rest of your fucking life. Um,
Yes.
and also, I think that a lot of the reason, you know what? I'm not even gonna say that because that's a fucking lie. The reason we are where we are is because white domination, period. Like, end of story. There's no both sides and like I've tried to see the good in people and like you motherfuckers just don't want to be good. You want to do shit only when it benefits you and yours and
Mhm.
fuck everybody else.
Mhm.
And like that's why the Gavin Newsom shit just pisses me off because it's like it's not that like your problem is not with what Trump is doing. Your problem is that he's being so loud and messy about it. You want it to go back to just being quiet and like tucked away and that we don't see it
Mhm.
anymore. Like that's your
Mhm.
problem is you just want it to be tucked away and like we're beyond that. That shit is
Mhm.
dead.
Absolutely.
That
I
shit is
do get frustrated when people are like, you know, "Oh, all this because, like, you didn't wanna vote for the black woman." And, like, totally get that, but I'm also like, if y'all think that, like, ICE raids and, like, this shit also still wouldn't happen under Kamala, like, what?
yeah. Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're right. It might not be as, like, violent and bloody as it is. Maybe Alex and, Renee and Keith wouldn't have been shot and killed the way that they were, but, like, something else would have happened.
Yeah. Well, and the only reason they wouldn't have been shot and killed the way they were is because they never the difference between Kamala and Trump is that Kamala is classy enough to, like I said, keep that shit tucked away. Like we're doing it. It's still imperialism and colonialism. Like, but like we're not doing that in the open. That's just like messy, like dirty laundry that, we keep over here. Trump is
Mm,
like he's broadcasting it because he's trying to show his people that voted for him that he's doing what he said he was going to do. That's why
mhm,
that happened with Trump. I mean, with Renee and Alex, and then yeah, that's what happened with them. Is that it was out, so they were out in the street because Trump was being loud and boisterous about it. Under Kamala, they wouldn't have been in the street because Kamala wouldn't
right,
have advertised that it was happening.
right. Mm,
And now we've got, not to take it back to the Epstein files, but you've steady got migrants disappearing or immigrants just disappearing. Like thousands of people are disappearing and we don't know where they
mhm,
are. And now we know for a fact that they still are doing like breeding farms so that they can fucking create
Mhm.
undocumented babies. Like, who's to say? This is so sick and like, I don't want to say scary because I'm not scared, but like scary that any human being could be as evil as humans continue to be.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, it's been happening all along. They literally used to call Obama deporter in chief.
Yeah. At
Like,
breakfast one day, I was like, um, and Obama was a war criminal, and my grandma was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, girl." But then I was like, I mean, but to his doing also like what US president isn't, so it's not like he's but yeah,
no, I
girl,
mean,
he
I
was not
feel
like
like you know that when you apply for that job, you have to know that you are literally applying to be like the head white supremacist, like the face of white
Mhm.
supremacy. Like, that's number one under your job title. You are the face of white supremacy, white domination, colonialism, all that, imperialism. Like, that's
Well,
you,
and
dude.
weren't
That's the job
they
you applied for.
right. Uh-huh. Well, and I heard, I don't know if it's true, but I heard like Obama's lawyer knew about Epstein and
I'm pretty
accepted
sure
gifts.
Obama's lawyer is in the Epstein files. Some of his staff, it's both sides. It's not just Republicans. They are in it from the damn Ruta to the Tuta on both sides. They're all up and through there. Like, Obama's not, but and I don't know if that's just because it seems to be an exclusively white club. From what I can tell, there are not very few instances of people of color. Like, they have, what's his name? Chris Tucker. There's definitely pictures of Chris Tucker, but like him, Jay-Z is mentioned.
And what's her name? Is it Naomi something? Naomi
Naomi
Campbell?
Campbell. Yep. And Naomi is tied to both Epstein and Diddy. Naomi used to
Mm.
date Diddy, but she clearly was a recruiter for Epstein. But yeah, she's all up and through there. They were very close based on the messages about. I don't know if I don't remember seeing any messages directly from her, but there were definitely messages about her. But it didn't seem to me that they were communicating via email. He and Naomi weren't communicating via email, but she's mentioned, I'm pretty sure, like thousands of times.
Well, and it kind of looked or sounded like Naomi and Gayleen would have been in contacts more than maybe
Maybe,
Naomi and Epstein.
maybe, maybe. But she's definitely, there's pictures of her at parties with both of them. Like, they definitely were cool. She was in contact with him, like I said, via phone, because it would be
Mm-hmm.
like, the message would be like, Naomi says, call her right now, all caps type shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
So they definitely were in contact. Yeah, she's an evil bitch too. So yeah, but that's what, five people of
Has
color.
do you know has Oprah's name been brought up at all in the
You know what? I have not searched her name, but I will do it right now because I have that shit on standby. Every time a new name, like I think of something, I'm like, let me go see if they're in
Yeah.
it. I have that shit on
Well, and
standby.
then I forget, did we talk about on here I saw like a video and they were kind of like talking about Rihanna and like Jay-Z and we're comparing like what Cassie was to P. Diddy, that's who Rihanna is to Jay-Z. And I
Mm.
was kind of like,
You
"Ooh."
think she
But
still is?
no, I think Rihanna was able to like get out from under
Hmm.
Jay-Z. But because I've always thought it was weird that Rihanna and Beyonce have never collaborated on a song together, even
Mhm.
though Rihanna was under like Jay-Z's music umbrella.
Mhm.
Um, and someone brought up that like years ago on Twitter, Rihanna went like on a huge rant and like was tagging Beyonce, and in one of the tweets was like, and that's why your man fucked me or something like that. But then like she went back and deleted everything.
Oh
But
shit.
yeah, I have always thought like, yeah, why haven't Rihanna and Beyonce like two of the biggest names
Yeah.
in
Well, I
music?
remember when they both came out, and I guess you probably would have been a little kid, right? Because they've been out since forever. But or not when they first came out, but specifically when Rihanna first came out, and then Beyonce put out Ring the Alarm. And there was, yeah, there was rumors of Rihanna and Jay-Z having an affair. Um, but also there's the story that Rihanna has told out of her own mouth. I want to say she told it on Tyra, where Rihanna said she was a child. She was like 15, 16 years old and was
Mhm.
brought to the United States from, I don't remember the island she's from, alone with no adult supervision and taken, upstairs and basically told you can sign this contract or you can go out this window. And so she signed the contract. And yeah, like Rihanna definitely is, she might be one of those people that started as a victim. And I'm trying to remember now what I was reading recently where they said some things about Rihanna. Now, what I saw was not in the no, was it in the Epstein files? Something, maybe it was like I think it was in the Epstein files that, maybe it was testimony from someone saying that Rihanna liked little girls and like that I forget. I don't want to put that on her. It was something that I had tucked away and was like, I got to come back to that because I love Rihanna, but like I will burn you
Yeah.
too, bitch.
Well, and I've said before, like, if we are going to do something about the people in the Epstein files, I feel like we are going to have to treat some of these people a little differently. Um, and I'm not trying to excuse, like, if it is true about Rihanna, like, that's fucked up. But also,
Mhm,
if she
mhm,
was essentially taken at 15 from her home
mhm,
country, was left in a room alone with grown men, and was told,
mhm.
like, oh, either sign this contract or go out the window. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want all this blame to then go on. Cause, like, Beyonce too. Like,
Mhm,
I'm not going to sit here and say Beyonce doesn't know. Like, the
mhm,
girl's got to know something.
mhm,
And not to say, like, yes, I think Beyonce was also probably a victim as well. Like, I
mhm,
think her and Jay-Z first met when she was 16.
mhm.
And I want to say got together shortly after she turned 18, or
And
like just
even
started getting in close proximities.
yeah,
So, like, I don't know.
yeah,
I think there's like a big difference from someone like Epstein and Trump,
sure.
and then like someone
The
like
power
Rihanna.
dynamics. Yeah, because I even saw I followed several Epstein victim or Epstein survivors. I do find it fascinating that like the majority of his of Epstein survivors tend to be right leaning. Like the majority of them, when
Mhm.
I'm listening to their stories, like they voted for Donald Trump. A lot of them did.
Mm.
I find that fascinating and something that I want to explore more of, but just haven't yet. But also
Mhm.
ties into kind of where I was saying that Epstein is touched and influence so many things. And then these were children who were being groomed, so they could have just been groomed to be right wing.
Well,
Um,
and Stockholm syndrome is very, very real.
facts. Facts. But something that one of the survivors that I was watching, where she was giving testimony to somebody at the DOJ, and she released it on YouTube. Like, she recorded it. She was giving testimony via like a Zoom call.
Hmm.
And but she was recording as she was giving this testimony. And I think the reason that she released it is because her testimony is not in any of the files that have been dumped so far. And so she released her own testimony because they have the information and they just haven't put it out. But one of the things that she was saying is that Virginia Giuffre, who I think also admitted to this, like, she came in as a child and then was groomed to be a recruiter and was going out and recruiting other girls,
Hmm.
and bringing them in for quite some time before she escaped.
Hmm.
So, yeah. I get it. I mean, I get what you're saying. And I feel like you started to say that one time, like in the last couple of months. And I was so horrified, but I didn't let you finish your thought. And then after, like after the fact, and I'm thinking about it, and I realized, I'm like, oh, that's where she was going with this.
Hmm.
But I don't think we've talked about it again since then. And I haven't actually thought about it again until right this moment. But I think you started down this road when we were talking recently. And then, yeah.
Yeah, because and I only say that because there was a documentary that I watched one time,
Mhm.
and and not everyone's gonna have the opinions that I have, but
Mhm.
it was really fascinating because it was a neighborhood where all registered sex offenders lived.
Mm.
And when I first watched it, I was like, yeah, like you did the crime, like you have to deal with the consequences. But each story that you were introduced to, it did kind of make me wonder, like, well, I don't know if that's necessarily fair. Um, because there was, a few cases where like the men were really fucking weird. Like one got drunk one night and was pissed off and like kidnapped a girl, assaulted her, and like literally threw her out the van. Him, yeah, lock him up and throw away the key.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely. But then there was one where, um, you know, I think he was like a young, like college age guy, was walking home drunk from the bar one night at like 3 a.m. and pissed in a park. Well, a
Mhm.
cop saw him and now he
Mhm.
has to register as a sex offender. And with that one, I was like, I mean,
Yeah,
we couldn't
that's
do
not,
like a
yeah.
warning? Like, that seems
Yeah.
very extreme. Now, if it were 3 p.m. during the day and there were a
Sure,
bunch of kids at the park,
sure.
different
That's something
scenario.
different.
But
Yeah,
like
yeah,
3 a.m. and he's clearly intoxicated and he's like fucking pissing, like,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And then there was one where, again, this one I could see how it could go either way. But in this scenario, I was like, I feel like that's a little tricky. I want to say he was like 17 and he was on the chat room talking to a cop undercover who was claiming that she was 14 or 15 and like they were going to meet up. And granted, I don't remember like necessarily what was in the messages, but yeah, they like arrested him and now he has to register. And I was just like, I don't know, that one seems
Yeah,
a little dicey.
yeah.
Like, um but right now I can't remember what was in those messages, so I don't know,
Yeah,
maybe it was valid for
yeah.
that. But then the one that really stuck with me was this woman who was there, and um she tells you like when she used to assault her son, but then when you kind of hear her backstory, again, not to excuse, but I was
Mhm.
like, well, I don't know, like maybe she needs some rehab, not necessarily like
Mhm.
jail.
Yeah.
Because she talked about she grew up very poor in like a trailer park. Her dad
Mhm.
was an addict, and like anytime he needed a fix and didn't have money, he would just be like, "Oh, well, here's my daughter." And
Wow.
he also assaulted her. So
Yeah.
she never like even knew like essentially what love was. Like that's what she thought it was.
Mhm.
And the community that she was in, that was very common where like parents were essentially selling their kids to get
Crazy.
what they needed.
Yeah.
And so then when she got older and then when she got pregnant, she literally tells you she was like, "I thought that was normal. Like I thought it was normal to do that." And
Wow.
so like she did it to her son,
Yeah.
and then her son did it to his kid. So like it was
That's
a whole
heartbreaking.
generational,
Yeah.
yeah, and like do I think that she should also be treated the same as the guy who got drunk one night and drove down to Mexico and picked up a little girl? No.
Wow. Wow.
And like, yeah, but like I'm just a hairstylist. I
Yeah.
don't know how you treat
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but again, I think those are all different types of scenarios and they all
Yeah.
can't be treated the same.
Yeah.
And even I had a friend who she used to be the manager at a Bath and Body Works. And there was I want to say she was probably early 20s that applied there. Well, she had that she was a registered sex offender. And so during the interview, my friend is asking her, she was like, "Hey, like, what's this? You know, can you tell me about this as much as you can? Because like we hire teenagers, during the holidays, and like we can't have that." And she was saying how again she was down at the lake wasted and flashed her tits and fucking police saw.
Wow.
And so now that one probably could be a little bit more trickier depending like were their kids around, like all that stuff, but
Mhm.
also I don't know, to be put on the registry, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
little wild to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah,
Crazy.
I think with these files and everything, like, yeah, we can't treat everyone the same. So, I don't know, because I also feel like too, you'll probably lose a lot of witnesses.
Mm.
Like, maybe more people
Mhm.
won't come forward if they think that they're
Yeah.
also going to be labeled or treated. I don't know. I feel
Yeah.
like that gets a little dicey. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
know.
Oof. Yeah. No, that's rough. I definitely think that we start with the rich and powerful
Yes.
and maybe holding them accountable. I know trickle down economics didn't work, but maybe by holding the rich and powerful accountable and setting that tone and example for whatever society looks like going forward, like makes it very clear that like this is unacceptable.
Mhm.
And yeah, we're not taking this into the new society.
Mm-mm.
And
And
if
I
you
forget
do,
what there was a video talking about, is it the bonobos? Is that a type of monkey?
I don't know.
Um in they live in a matriarchal society,
Mhm.
and um in their society, if the men um are like abusing
Mhm.
the female monkeys or like assaulting the children, the women like kick them out.
Yeah.
And sometimes
What
they
is
like
that? Do you
rip
know what
their
that's
testicles.
on? Where did you see that?
I think it was like a, a TikTok video that I saw. Mhm.
You said the Gonobos?
I think
Because, oh,
bonobos.
B with a B?
Yes.
So I have a friend of mine who she wrote a book years ago, and I can't remember what the name of the book was, but I bought it, I think, as an ebook. Um, and at the beginning of the book, she talks about exactly that. I think it's her book where she talks about like this group of, I feel like they were gorillas or apes or something, but whatever they were, that it was a matriarchal society. And like the men are basically there for when they decide they want to have children, or like if they need something heavy, like moved or something. But like other than that, like they're like on the outskirts of society. And that, yeah, if they
Mhm.
get to acting up, like they beat his ass because what are
Mhm.
you doing?
As they should.
Yeah. I was just
That's
telling my
clearly
husband
what needed to happen here.
clearly we are several hundred years behind on the ass whooping, and now look at these badass kids
Literally. Look what happened.
out of control. If you just would have beat their ass, and I don't even believe in whooping kids, but now, I mean, what other option do we have? Because look how far we let it get.
Right. I know
Crazy.
there's always that like question, like if you uh were in the same room as like baby Hitler, what would you do?
Yeah. He does need a whooping, but I think he's a sociopath. Like he probably would have liked it. Little fucking weird ass. One of them
There
little
are some
badass
dark
kids that
dark
be
things out
killing. Yeah. Little, and I mean, I don't know his childhood. I've never looked into his, stuff like that, but he had to be like one of those kids that was killing squirrels and shit back in the day.
there.
There's no way you just woke up and decided to commit a whole genocide and that was like the first time ever doing. Like, nah, you've been doing this crazy shit and
Mhm.
nobody beat your
Mhm.
ass.
Mhm. I
Crazy.
know, and like not to get like super deeper like philosophical or anything, but I do always think like as of right now, we are the only planet that sustains life. And like, look what we're fucking doing. Like, do you really think, and if you believe in a higher power, like, do you really think we were created to do this?
Yeah, ain't no way. God is not
Ain't no,
pleased.
yeah,
God is
because
not pleased.
if so, like, I have a couple questions for
Yeah,
whoever designed this.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then,
And this is exactly why I'm not religious, because I just cannot believe that the same God who allegedly died for our sins is just letting a whole fucking pedophile ring run free. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. It's not, the math is not mathing.
it's not mathing.
Yeah.
Need to hear. It does make me think. Did you ever watch Spy Kids with
No,
your
I think my
kid?
kids did. Yeah, I didn't, but I think my kids did.
There's a quote, I think it's from Spy Kids 2, where like one of the mad scientists, he's like, "Do you think God stays up in heaven because he is also scared of like his own creation?" And I'm like, you know what?
But yeah,
Perhaps.
perhaps
Perhaps.
we'll have to talk next time about how I'm not convinced we're the only planet that sustains life. I think that's just what they say. So we'll shut the fuck up about it. And yeah, we'll come back to that thought though.
Yeah,
It is 8 o'clock. Is there anything else that we need to touch on before we signed off?
I don't think so.
All righty then. Well, till next time, friends.